Hi,
Hi,
Tom.
Magda. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And you?
Good, very good. Ready to go this morning? Let's get straight into it. You got ready to go for the first story for the day?
Yeah, of course. The first story is that about 700 Washington National Guard soldiers heading to Poland for NATO mission. The deployment to Poland is the largest for the Washington National Guard since the 81st Brigade Combat Team deployed in 2009-2010 and 2004-2005 to support operations Iraqi freedom and enduring freedom.
You know, this is a big deal and overlooked a lot of times in all the talk about NATO. But 700 troops coming in from Washington State, National Guards, a big deal. You'll see more of that. That's already going on a lot. But I think what also is happening, opportunities other than the political issues there, which we can discuss forever. But there's huge opportunities for support logistically the NATO troops. And I think a lot of the Polish companies are missing that. So they need boots, they need food, they need housing, and it's a huge business opportunity. It's kind of being overlooked. There's a guy named Ron Farkash out of the US, based in Warsaw, who's doing events about this. But anyway, watch that space, big opportunities, business opportunities, as the NATO military keeps coming in and out of Poland. Okay.
The second one, Polish VC investment fund Freya Capital joins PFR Starter program. The total capitalization of Freya Capital is about 64 million zlotys.
Right. So another startup fund or another fund supporting startups and connected to PFR. They've got, again, heavy subsidies from the Polish government, PFR, 64 million, relatively small fund for VCs, but probably the right size for startups and early stage companies in Poland. Good luck to them. They've done a lot of deals before, backed by 5 or 6 really top management guys running the business. And their plan is to support the startups, not just with money, but with sort of business development and connecting them to international markets. So should be a good concept for them.
Yeah, DRAGO Entertainment raises 2 million zlotys with IPO on NewConnect. The company is working on projects that can be described as survival games. These are winter survival simulator, the production of which is supported by the famous traveler Marek Kamiński, who reached both poles, yeah?
Exactly. So, you know, the pole that reached both poles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the survival game. So I've actually met Marek Kamiński, impressive guy, an impressive speaker as well. Oh. Yeah, and so we see more of these gaming entertainment IPOs on NewConnect in the main market for Warsaw Stock Exchange. We're going to have that story continually on these daily broadcasts. Did you know, Magda, that the Warsaw Stock Exchange now has more gaming companies listed, the biggest in the world, more than Tokyo Stock Exchange?
Wow, no, I didn't know, but I supposed to. We can give an example of the CD project, yeah?
Well, exactly, big one. Are you a gamer? Do you play video games?
No, unfortunately, no, but sometimes I play something on the PlayStation.
Yeah, I think you are not the target market, and I think I'm not the target market. Maybe it's, anyway, the males probably for the most part. Okay, on to the next story. The next story is
Krakow transforming the city towards climate neutrality. The city is taking part in EIT Climate Kicks Deep demonstration of healthy, clean cities and has set ambitious goals to become carbon neutral and inclusive.
Yeah, great. So we see we'll see more money flowing in from the EU for, again, green, clean energy, and Krakow's taking advantage of that. They need to somehow stop the flow of air from the coal mines in Katowice. That would help as well. But, you know, it's funny, you can really feel the smell of coal in Krakow in the winter times. And hopefully that will move away from that in the next couple of years. Okay, next one.
Reig Jofre expands into Polish pharma sector. Initially, the aim is to meet the demand for pharmaceutical products indicated for the treatment of osteoarthritis and osteoarticular pain by the specialty pharma care division.
Good pronunciation. I'm glad you did that, not me. Yeah.
It was hard.
This is interesting. The pharma sector keeps growing globally. The Spanish are seeing more opportunities in Poland. There's obviously the pharma space is getting a lot of attention because of the COVID, but also the obviously long-term trend of aging populations in Europe and the US. So again, interesting space there. Good luck to the Spanish guys expanding into Poland.
Thank you. New York's Point 72 in hiring drive in Warsaw. Point 72, one of the most successful US hedge funds, opened a new tech hub in Warsaw in 2020 and plans to recruit 150 people working across finance, technology, and operations by the end of 2021.
Yeah, this is kind of an interesting deal. We actually interviewed Rafael, who runs Point 72, back in November. He was on one of our panels at our USA event. And they are different. They're not a typical shared service center. They are a hedge fund out of New York, actually out of Miami. They've moved their headquarters to Miami recently. But watch that space. They've got a kind of unique appeal to employees. In my opinion, there aren't many New York or US-based hedge funds with operations in Poland. So that'll be interesting to kind of see how they develop.
Ultrafast EV charging hub rollouts 100 sites. Following installation of the first electric vehicle charging hub in Zielona Góra city in western Poland, startup Ekoen plans to deploy 100 new generation EV charging hubs across the country.
Yeah, and Zielona Góra is not too far from Wrocław, is it? Kind of western Poland?
It's about 150 kilometers, something like this. I'm not quite sure, but yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Pretty close to the German border, I believe. Yeah. Well, they'll be competing with this very large first mover. I think it's called Greentech, I can't recall, out of Slovakia, who set up a lot of charging stations, EV stations, some years ago. So they're kind of taking on, Ekoen will be taking on that incumbent who has already got a lot of spaces already. But I do think this is also another example, another evidence that the green, clean, hydro, electric vehicles, et cetera, is coming. And this is an infrastructure play. Even if you have an electric vehicle, there's no way to charge it in Poland. So obviously we're seeing now some innovative companies coming in and saying, look, we'll set up the infrastructure so that when you do buy your EV, you're able to recharge it. So interesting. You got to get an electric vehicle after you get your bicycle. Have you bought a bicycle yet?
No, but I'm looking for.
Okay. So we want to know when you get it.
Yeah, I'm in the searching phase, but okay. I will do.
let us know. We're all interested to hear about that. Okay. Next story.
Next story. Greentech wins solar advisory deal with German VV. The PV portfolio is to be sold in the coming weeks. We are sure that we can attract many investors for the portfolio with this solid yield forecasts.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies looking to get a very stable, predictable cash flow for their PV solar projects, and this is what they're doing. If they can sort of provide evidence that they've got a steady cash flow coming from the PV projects, then the investors are going to be very, very interested. Little advice to the German firm: maybe the name WeWe should be changed. But anyway, kind of funny in English language to say WeWe. But okay, we'll go with that. Okay, next story and last story.
Last story, happy announcement for many Polish people. Poland to reopen in May as vaccines kick in. The government has been coming under increasing pressure to ease pandemic restrictions, even as the current curbs are relatively mild compared to some other European Union members like France or neighboring Germany.
I mean, thank God we're going to be open a little bit, go out and have a glass of wine and dinner, right?
Yeah, I am missing it, really.
Yeah.
It's amazing that what we used to be, what was normal for us in the past now makes us so happy that we can drink wine in the restaurant.
Exactly right. Well, I think there are like almost 11 million vaccines have been given in Poland, so it's getting pretty close. But obviously the numbers of deaths still haven't come down much. I think it was 650 yesterday, so pretty big number still.
Yeah.
But obviously the government thinks it's going to start coming down quickly as these vaccines kick in. I happen to agree with that. So we'll see, hopefully, some very good news in the next few weeks about the vaccine. Do we have any more stories? Or was it the last one?
It was the last one.
Okay, cool. Magda, we're trying to keep it short, under 10 minutes every day.
Yeah.
It's holiday coming up. We manage. We're going to see you tomorrow morning, even on kind of a holiday. Let's do 8 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Good. Enjoy the day. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
The same to you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.